as our Passport to the Parks tour rolls on into the first weekend in May. Temps rise in the center of the country, and that's key to our next stops.
But it's not just what it feels like outside that makes Great Sand Dunes and Badlands so cool. There are unique features in the Rockies and the Dakotas that you can find nowhere else.
Our trek across the country's 63 national wonders returns to the central U.S. today.
Award-winning filmmakers, the Pattiz Brothers, joins us as our guides. Jim and Will give us some special insight to why these are more than just parks. So, you guys, yesterday we asked our viewers what their favorite weather to observe is. And you guys just wrapped up and captured some of the sights at the last stop that we made on this parks tour, Capitol Reef National Park. So tell us about your new visual project. We'll start with Will first, then Jim, you can chime in next.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks so much for having us. Capitol Reef is one of our absolute favorite national parks. And one of the reasons is because it's one of Utah's lesser visited national parks, meaning it's a place you can actually avoid the crowds there. In just 2 weeks, we'll actually be launching our latest film, which features Capitol Reef National Park on our website, morethanjustparks.com. One of the coolest parts I would say about Capitol Reef is just the epic red rock, the massive walls, and you can really get out there. One of the favorite places we found, there was a lesser visited area called the Strike Valley, which we highly recommend all of the viewers to go out and see. It's a really, really cool place.
Yeah, we're looking at the visuals and just stunning there. Jim, what are your thoughts on Capitol Reef?
Well, I would echo Will. I mean, you're talking about 1.7 million acres of just some of the most stunning red rock beauty. We think about Utah and we know that obviously this is a place that's full of amazing red rock beauty. You think of, Monument Valley and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like in Capitol Reef, you just have such a concentration of these incredible rock formations and amazing hiking trails. A lot of people like to talk about going to Zion National Park. But word's telling you, check out Capitol Reef because you have all of the beauty and none of the crowds.
I like that. Beauty, no crowds. That's right. Well, the weather at our next park really is greatly affected by the geography that surrounds it. The wind whipping around the mountains really helped create Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. So, Will, why is this a hot spot for outdoor enthusiasts at this time of the year?
Well, I would say just to put your viewers in the sense of place, imagine like the Sahara Desert in the foreground with the backdrop of the epic Rocky Mountains. There's just no place in America like Great Sand Dunes. For starters, they are the highest dunes in North America, Star Dune and High Dune, which they fluctuate because of, like you mentioned, the wind. And certain times Star Dune's the highest, certain times High Dune is the highest. But add in with that the Rocky Mountains. You can go up and go fly fishing in an alpine lake with trout. I mean, it's just what a place to be. And right now it's actually a little bit cool, which makes it, more pleasant to visit than when those sands heat up.
You guys describe these so well. It makes us want to go to all of them. Now, we know spring is a transition time, particularly for our next park. Typically, it is chilly in Badlands, but it doesn't mean that you can't have a good time. Jim, right on cue, the Dakotas are actually warming up this weekend. So why is this a hot spot to visit?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys mentioned the wind, and this is another place where the wind has shaped the Badlands over a much longer period of time than Great Sand Dunes. You're talking about millennia here. These Badlands formations have kind of eroded away, and they leave you with these incredible sort of striped mesas and these just sort of dazzling formations. And right now is a fantastic time to visit because in the summer, they see triple-digit temperatures in the peak summer, time periods. And right now, you're not going to see that. Yeah, it'll be a little chilly, but you're going to get to have this epic wildlife there all to yourself. There's campgrounds there where you can literally camp amidst wild herds of bison. And you're seeing prairie dogs and all kinds of incredible wildlife. So I definitely recommend getting out there this time.
Now, we know that I've spent a lot of time in the center of the country on our past few stops, from Guadalupe in Texas to Canyonlands in Utah. What reminders do you have for visitors maybe planning treks in the heart of America, at least during this season? We'll start with Jim.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think first of all, you're going to want to check that weather. Hop onto the Weather Channel, see what the temperatures are looking like. Are you going to be getting rain? What are the winds like? You do tend to have a lot of winds this time of year. So make sure you have the right clothing, right gear like that. Always come with water. But I think right now is a great time if you're wanting to just get outside. It's a great time to, avoid the crowds.
Yeah. Special thanks to our guides, Jim and Will Pattiz. You guys love to talk to you. You have set the stage for this whole tour that we've been taking. We're heading to all 63 national parks, and we're trying to do it in 1 year. So our passport to the parks adventure keeps on rolling.
That is right, weather permitting.